We're here in Nizamuddin West in Delhi, a neighborhood that has catapulted the Tablighi Jamaat into the national and international headlines. Here you can see buses that are evacuating local residents from this area. In fact, the entire area has been cordoned off by the police. The World Health Organization teams are inside, and bus by bus, right behind me as you can see, the residents are being taken out. Hundreds of them are already in hospitals of Delhi and being tested for the coronavirus. Now, what is the Tablighi Jamaat? The Tablighi Jamaat is an orthodox, evangelical, Sunni Muslim movement that is very influential. In fact, it's followed in 150 countries. And this here behind me in Nizamuddin West was its international headquarters. But then it has emerged as the epicenter for the spread of the coronavirus across multiple states in India. These states include Kashmir, they include Telangana, they include Assam, they include Tamil Nadu, and of course here, the capital city of Delhi itself. We're here to tell you exactly how that happened, without rhetoric, without politics, without bias, just the facts. First, let's take a look at what exactly the Tablighi Jamaat is. Literally, it means a group of preachers who wander around the world asking Muslims to return to Islam as it used to be practiced in the time of the Prophet. It has now become, as we said, a massive Islamic missionary movement with a following in 150 countries. But it first started in Mewat in India in 1927. While as Indians, we are naturally the most concerned with how the virus spread, from the congregation that gathered here in the thousands between the 13th and the 15th of March, the story actually begins much earlier. And it begins not here, but originally in Malaysia. In February, 16,000 people gathered at a congregation in Malaysia, all followers of the Tablighi Jamaat. The New York Times, writing about it later, called it one of the biggest vectors of the virus across Southeast Asia. Within weeks, the virus had spread to half a dozen nations. Yet inexplicably, although the Malaysia congregation was in February, in March, an estimated 3,000, some reports say 2,000 people gathered here at the Markaz, the international headquarters of the Tablighi Jamaat. And this included foreigners from the coronavirus hit countries like Malaysia and Indonesia. The Tablighi Jamaat argues that this happened well before the Prime Minister's call for a Janta curfew, or before the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's advisory on the 16th of March asking for gatherings no larger than 50 people. They have also released letters saying that once the lockdown took place, they reached out to both the local administration and the police asking for curfew passes to send the foreigners to their respective embassies. But the fact of the matter is that on the 13th of March, the Delhi government had issued this circular saying that there should be no gatherings with more than 200 people. And the Tablighi Jamaat congregation clearly violated that. The FIR ordered by the Delhi government against the Tablighi Jamaat has sparked off a debate within India's Muslim community.
I believe that what happened in Tablighi Markaz in Nizamuddin was condemnable. But these people got encouraged, because if a Yogi Adityanath till 26th goes on saying that we will not withdraw the Ram Navami festival in Ayodhya, and he ultimately holds a small gathering there, then these religious congregations, they get encouraged and they think that they can also get away with this kind of gatherings, which I believe is condemnable.
Absolutely irresponsible.
It's an annual meeting. It's attended by people from all over the world, and it may have gone unnoticed except for the fact that there is a global pandemic. The coronavirus fear is all over the world, and it is something that we are all very, very worried about. In the Indian lockdown was announced on 24th. But before that, on the 13th, the Delhi government had already taken out a notice under the Epidemic Diseases Act that that no gathering over 200 people is allowed. So my questions are, weren't the Tablighi Jamaat aware of this notice? Were they not told? Because such a gathering cannot happen without anybody knowing it. It's right in the center of Delhi. Why were the Tablighi Jamaat so irresponsible when this is at a time when the mosques in the Gulf were saying that, stay at home and pray, and the azan was changed because it had happened during the time of the Prophet also, when the azan was changed. Why did they go ahead with it?
We tried to ask the SHO at the police station here in Nizamuddin in Delhi how he and the police force responded to the Tablighi Jamaat defense that they had reached out to the local administration as well as the police. He did not say much on record, but police officials on background insist that the residents here were not cooperating till the coronavirus fear actually spread among the residents and more than 200 started showing symptoms of the virus. The Tablighi Jamaat continues to insist that this is not true. Now, in the meantime, supporters of the BJP have, of course, been criticizing the Tablighi Jamaat and saying that the media is not showing their story. Well, here we are telling the full story.
To my mind, what has happened is absolutely deplorable, and the organizers of this Tablighi meet, which happened on the 13th of March, and there you had foreigners as well who had come from countries where coronavirus was already raging, need to be taken to task. All of these were educated people. We can say with certitude that they understood the consequences of what they were doing. There is, of course, dereliction of duty on the part of the police, but it does not absolve these people of the responsibility.
But keep aside the politics between the right and the left, the BJP and the opposition. This is not a Hindu-Muslim issue. There are many non-political residents who are saying that the Tablighi Jamaat should have shown a much higher sense of civic responsibility. And even now, not enough people have come out and disclosed themselves as people who attended the congregation. But beyond that, several other unanswered questions also persist. If the Malaysia congregation was in February, should India have suspended travel visas much earlier than the 12th of March? How did thousands of foreigners enter a mosque without anyone in the relevant authorities knowing? And finally, how was the police station, which is a stone's thrown away, not aware of the fact that this massive congregation was happening right next door?
Within that police station, there's a division which keeps almost like LIB, LIU, which keeps total control on movement in the markaz. So every single entry and exit in the markaz is recorded in the police station. So the police station, Nizamuddin police station, was totally aware.
Even the Aam Aadmi Party is pointing fingers at the Delhi police and demanding accountability.
What is most shocking though is that even after the Delhi government's orders on the 13th of March prohibiting a gathering of more than 200 people, when this gathering was going on in Nizamuddin, the Nizamuddin police station actually shares a border with this building, and it's absolutely shocking that despite the police being in such close proximity with this event, one, either were not aware of the event happening, or two, despite knowing about the event, took no action to stop it from taking place. So I think there is a need to fix accountability at the level of the Delhi police as well, because this kind of negligence has cost us 441 positive tested patients, and so many people have already died as a result of it.
Others worry that this should not become an opportunity to communalize the issue and smear the Indian Muslim community at large. The most important thing now is that every single person who was part of the congregation here at the Markaz, at the Tablighi Jamaat headquarters in Nizamuddin, has to come forward and disclose themselves to the relevant authorities. This is absolutely essential, because otherwise, not just are they endangering themselves, they are also endangering their fellow citizens. We are already seeing the spread of the virus across multiple states of India. Therefore, beyond every other debate around the Tablighi Jamaat, what is absolutely essential is that every single person at the congregation must come out and disclose their identity for their own sake and for the sake of India's health and well-being.